I think it's only fitting in times like these that we go back to where it all started, you know. So, yes, people, welcome back to the channel.
Very somber,
Uh,
very somber.
very somber. There's no W's here. None of us won on the weekend. The only man that won on the weekend will join later. But you know what to do, people. Like, share, subscribe. The OGs are back.
Thank you, the baby.
Thank you, the baby. He's gonna need that. I hope it's nice and strong.
Bro, I'm
So,
telling you.
so yeah, people, we in for a killer show. Lateness is greatness. Let it be
Hurry
known
up,
that
hurry up,
our
hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Hello, Benny. Hello, Pascal. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
let it be known
Hurry
that
up.
I was waiting for these men and I was here early, but only one place to start, guys. I'm gonna dive straight into it. I don't think I'm past the stage of laughing at this team in now right now. Right now, it's this. I just see it as a case of your neighbor coming into your house, no decorum, just taking a shit, not flushing, laying in the bed, not cleaning the sheets, stealing your TV and running out. Liverpool 3, Manchester United 0. New owners, new players, same old coach, same old United.
Same
Getting
old,
done
same
by
old.
most, same old, done by United. I think by now you should at least have a pyramid set up in the middle of Old Trafford for Mo Salah. But Benny, the floor is yours, my man. Welcome back, my brother. Welcome. It's good to have you on stream again. Give me your thoughts.
I just happy the neighbor didn't touch my mochi. Because that's all, that's all, bro. That would have just stopped everything the fuck off. Like, it was boys against men. We were humiliated, utterly humiliated at our home. We started the game well for the first 5 minutes. We were in the game. And after that, since that offside goal, we were never in the game after that. We've been dominated from the start to the finish. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. We have someone that has won 5 Champions Leagues. 5 Champions Leagues, that's experience. That's the experience this man comes with. The mistakes that he made was childish. It was Sunday League level. And it wasn't just him. He was the scapegoat for the result. It wasn't him. Everybody was piss poor. There was 3 shots on target. They won 3 now. Everybody was piss poor. From the front to the back, Xerxes missed 2 sitters. 2 sitters that would have not changed the mood. It would have changed the result, yes. But when he missed it, it could have changed the game. It was exactly what United needed at that time because they killed us, especially in the 55th minute with that rondo. I can't deal with that, guys. I'm still not
Oh,
over that.
oh, the Rondo was
To do
bad,
that,
bro.
to do that on Old Trafford, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. We were piss poor from the players to the management to everything. Everything. The manager was poor in his selection. You should not have started Rashford. You should never have started Rashford. Rashford should have gone off when he took off Garnacho. The changes should have been made at halftime. There was no plan, it looked like, from the beginning. We were overrunning midfield, and once we were overrunning midfield, they dominated the game from there. Whenever they transitioned, they were 4 against 2 countless times. Yes, you can talk about the 2 chances Xerxes missed, but Liverpool missed quite a lot more. In fact, 3-0 was humbling for United. I don't know where we go from here. We knew that last year our defense was a fucking mess. It was putrid. So we signed 3 defenders. Out of our back 4, 3 was it with him at Ajax. They should now, he wants them to play. Yes, they're going to need some time bedding into the league. It's a different league. They both haven't played here yet. But he's solely to be blamed. We signed Euro, we signed Xerxes, we signed Ugat. He's not going to be the magical piece to the puzzle that we think he is, because we thought that in Amrabat, he took an entire fucking season. I mean, he gave us 3 good games at the end of his season, of the season. So I don't think Ugat is the answer, or will make a change in the way we play. The way we set up is completely wrong. We get turned over so fucking fast. The counter attacks on us. It happened at Fulham, it happened at Brighton, and even worse against Liverpool. It's going to continue to happen until he needs If I hear that motherfucker say that he won 2 trophies again, I'm going to lose my shit. He's so egotistic. It looked like it was his ego that took over on Sunday because it was on the slot. It was his ego. He did not respect Liverpool. He did not give them the respect that they deserve. I mean, honestly, I took over a Jurgen Klopp team. They're not going to play different. It's the same team. They're going to play. This is the same team that beat us 7-0. This is the team that you last season you closed the fuck up because there was no other way to play Liverpool. What happened on Sunday? We won them in the FA Cup, closing up, catching them on the counter-attack. How open were we on Sunday? How naive must you be? It's solely his responsibility. And I think the players know that. And that is the performance, because you and us, we know who we are, how we are. To go up against this exact same Liverpool team, just a different manager. Not a single different signing, nothing. It's the same team of last season. The exact same team. And you go out like that. You go out, you push Bruno and Maino on fucking Van Dijk and Konate, and you leave Casemiro right at the back with... You lost the ball. Every time you lose the ball, it's a shot on goal. They had to score at least 11 because it was 11 mistakes with us playing out from the fucking back. How much times must you play out from the back, lose the ball to learn your fucking lesson? We got Onana to play out from the back. He's the player that we have. He's the keeper that we have to pin the balls where it's supposed to be. What cuck was that on Sunday? He didn't play the ball out once to Rashford, not once to... Who the fuck was even on the right? To Garnacho? Not once. Zaxi is supposed to be so good in the air, so good with duels. He lost 11 out of 11 duels. Not one single duel fucking won. He gave the ball away, second to Casemiro. Now, if he was that poor, how poor was Casemiro?
Exactly.
They bring on Toby Collier, who is a child, against this midfield that consists of a World Cup fucking winner, Szoboszlai, the captain of Uruguay, and Gravenberch, who was the man of the fucking match. Fuck Salah with his 2 assists and goal. Gravenberch dominated the game. He killed United's midfield. Big ups to Liverpool. Big ups to Liverpool. United were nowhere near. And the way, if we start like this, it's going to be another tough season. But I don't see us continuing with Eric if that is the case. And I'm not getting out just yet. I did say after that result, root by Christmas. I think that is the plan. That is the plan. If we are, by the November international break, above 6th, goodbye, Eric. Goodbye, Eric.
Fair enough. I couldn't have said it any better, summed it up any better. You hit the nail right on the head.
David, just to come in here quickly. I think for 20 minutes, United were as competitive. Right?
When they started, I was confident.
When they started, I thought this is a game. This is a game. United's giving them a game. Somewhere, somehow, Liverpool were just so street smart. Stopped, looked, and saw this is where United's coming at. And for the next 70 minutes, there was one team on the field. Right? But in Benny's frustration, his team's not the only team. Right? Spurs is exactly the same. Spurs v Leicester, Spurs played for 25 minutes. For 25 minutes, Leicester was nowhere near in the class of Spurs. You would say Spurs is going to fight for a top 3 finish, right?
Frustrated,
the next 70 minutes, there is no team on there's only one team on the field at Leicester. We played Everton. Everton's a rock bottom, so you're right there off. You play Newcastle, 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. Newcastle could not lay a glove on Spurs. You look
started the game beautifully,
and you think, no, this is a serious team. And guess what? You just know if Spurs don't score, the game's finished. They're not going to win. They are going to lose, or they're going to draw the game. And I feel Benny's frustration. You see, gung-ho coaches that play gung-ho football, you just squad a place and play for 90 minutes. And if you don't have a proper structure, a proper sense of plan A and plan B, and how structure.
Is there interference somewhere?
It's me.
Is it just me?
It's Davey. It's Davey's side, I think.
My mic did actually do.
Yeah, it's you, Davey.
So off the ball, Benny, I think without the ball, Spurs, United, and I'm gonna say to an extent Newcastle as well, all have the same problem. They are very disjointed without the ball. Liverpool showed when United had the ball, they knew everybody knew exactly what to do. So
Mm.
Ballon has
Yep.
done a fantastic
Yep.
job. Not you can any there's most teams in the Premier League are offensively good. Even Chelsea with the ball this season are very 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 good with the ball. Spurs with the ball very good. I think people are as soon as I think United's results, and because a lot of people hate United, so it's a topic. United on the ball is not bad. You have to admit, if
Mm.
you saw that first 20 minutes, Liverpool were worried. Liverpool were worried because they knew they were in a game. But as soon as Liverpool realized without the ball, this United team is soft. It was one-way traffic.
But Prem,
And
my
I think
problem is I don't see where the goals are coming from in this United team. I don't see where the
no one
goals are
does.
coming from. And
No
if
one
you are
does.
so bad, if you are so bad out of position and you're not scoring goals, what are your chances?
We are in the same boat. We are in the same boat. And 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 David, you said this to me before Saturday's game. You are worried for Arsenal. You are worried about Arsenal. And you know what? You'll probably win the derby. You'll win the derby next week. But the problem that you are highlighting is a problem that City and Liverpool don't have. Off the ball. You know,
Your mic, Davey, your mic.
It's
David,
not
I
mine.
think
Somebody's
uh,
mic is it?
is it
Can
I
you
me?
hear
think
me?
it's Bram.
It could
Bram,
be
can you
me
hear me
then.
I
clearly?
think it's Bram.
Can you
Yeah.
guys hear me clearly?
I can hear you now. I think it's
Now
just
we
because you
can
Oh,
moved.
hear
Can
you.
you guys hear
Yeah.
me fine? Is that
oh.
interference gone?
Uh,
No, the
I can
interference is
clearly
still
hear you.
there, but I can hear everyone clearly.
Yeah. So Devi,
Dave,
I think on your side as well, Arsenal, you got the same problem. Off the ball, you guys, without the ball this season, you are looking a little bit like teams have a chance. Teams have a chance with you, and I think it's the luxury that you guys have, or you guys have become too complacent, depending on Saliba and Gabriel will mop it up.
Gabriel.
At back.
We'll come to that. Don't worry. I have a fat load about that to say.
I honestly think that your team has become complacent in we don't need to defend, the two of them will mop it up. We don't need to do our job without the ball. The two of them will keep the ball out. Um, and it hurt you on Saturday. And when you're going up against Liverpool and you're going to go up against City, it's the thing that you called for. You're going to drop points, maybe not lose the game, but drop points where games that should be won because you're not ticking all the boxes this season like you did for the past 2 years.
I'll tell you why. We'll come into that. I personally
I
actually
totally so
go
before
ahead,
you
guys.
go on, David,
Go
let me just say something too. I do feel Benny's pain to some extent because his game against Liverpool over the weekend was kind of a similar game to the one that we had against City, whereby there was a team that knew exactly what they were doing. They knew their philosophy, well
Yeah.
organized. And then you had on the other side a Chelsea team, which was basically trying to figure out things as the game is going on. You know what I mean?
ahead.
We looked all over the place and we're outplayed. So I do understand what Ben is saying because when I watched the game, you could see. And what surprised me the most is that Slot has, I mean, he's basically just kind of fit in. You know what I mean? You almost think that he's been coaching this team for like 5 years or something, the way they've started the season. So that's how
Yeah.
organized like they are. But it goes back to what Brian was saying. I mean, you've got a team that, I mean, most of Liverpool's team was there. You know what I mean? They've got the chemistry there. Now, where I differ with where my situation at Chelsea is different to Ben is that I can see what Maraska is trying to do. You know, the whole pressing thing, you can actually see the identity begin to take shape. And my only concern with United and Benny, in terms of his frustration, which I understand, is at what point do we say, like this, we believe in Eric 10? You know what I mean? Like, at what point does that go away to say we are backing him all the way? Like, when are we going to see the philosophy, because even my manager, 3 games in, you can actually see that,
See what's
you know,
happening.
he's already chosen which guys he wants to work with, and like you can see, there's some sort of an improvement. Even though we're terrible, we should have won the game against Crystal Palace. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it's a derby. Things happen. We switched off for like 10 minutes, and we could have even lost the game. So those things happen. But looking at United, my question for Benny is, at what? Because I was listening to Peter Schmeichel after the game, and he had a very good point whereby it was like, the dudes are not tracking back. Like there's no pressure on the ball whatsoever. Like Liverpool came there and they were basically doing whatever they wanted to do. You know, so
The
I'm like,
holes in the middle, bro. The holes in the middle the
Like,
entire game.
So at what point?
So everybody's going on about United don't have an identity. They do. United is a fast transitioning team. At least that is what Eric wants. Eric wants you don't want to pack the midfield. He wants balls. He wants fast play. We don't even know as United fans how we press, how our shape is off the ball. The start of the season it looked like a 4-2-4, which is weird. That's the start of the season because none of the front four actually press except Bruno.
Yeah.
So you get past the 4 extremely quick. Now you have a 3-on-2 situation in the midfield, and once you get past them, you are straight at our defense. That has been from the beginning of last season up until now. There's been no change to it. I'm praying that Ugat is the most disciplined number 6 in the world because that's the type of player that we are going to need. Because if someone that in the experience and the mold of Casemiro can't rook the pipe in that midfield, then I don't know what to expect of a 23-year-old. And if that is the case, then we're in for another tough season. And soon we will see the end of Eric. Soon we will see the end of Eric. Because this can't go on. This can't go on. You can't have everybody questioning, even your own fans that watch every second of your play, still scratching their heads as to what the fuck? You know what I mean? So it is tough. It is tough. And I honestly can't accurately answer your question, Pascal, because it's a mind fuck for me as well.
Nah, look, I agree with you, Benny. Everything, like I say, you summed it up perfectly. The midfield is open. Why does he keep assisting with Rashford? I actually felt Ahmad did well when he came on.
Ahmad is our best forward. Ahmad is the most tactically and technically aware player in that fucking team. Watch him. He tracks back like a beast. He goes through the middle like a beast. He holds his width like a beast. Why he plays Rashford and consists with fucking Rashford, I don't understand, guys. I don't. The man is supposed for 18 months.
Rashford's gonna be there and Ten Hag's gonna be gone. Rashford will still be there.
Rashford was there from Mourinho. He was there from Van Gaal. He was there from fucking Solskjaer. He was there from Rangnick. He's now there by Eric. He was throughout. Everyone else is gone. Everyone else is last man fucking standing.
No, he's gonna retire at United. It's either there or he's gonna go to America or Saudi. But he's not leaving for any other club than Manchester United.
For Rashford is not difficult, Bram. Guys, for Rashford is not difficult. Goals changes moods. Goals changes everything. Score 30 goals. Score 30 goals. You're back in the England team. You're back as a United star fucking boy. Mason Greenwood is showing him. Mason Greenwood is showing him what an academy product is supposed to be like. Mason Greenwood. That was the fuck up for United. Right fucking there. Sorry,
totally. I honestly think
not.
that the problem with United is signing players.
I actually think we had a good window. I think we did brilliant transfer business.
I don't think so. I disagree with the transfer window. Nobody wanted Xerxes but United.
Why you say so? Why you say so?
Xerxes not cut out to play in the Premier League. Full stop. He's not. He's not cut out to play in the Premier League.
You say that after 3 games.
You
say that after 3 games.
If you are going to, what did I say about Wout Weghorst when you signed him? What did I say?
Wout was a fucking legend. They're gonna build a statue of Wout outside of a fucking Trafford, bruh.
I told you.
Wout
And you,
Weghorst is a United legend.
but you asked me. You said to me when I said, "Why in the world would you want to sign him?" And you said to me also that you are happy with him. This is what you just wanted. I'm telling you,
I was
this is
happy with Wout.
for the Prem.
Wout was a brilliant plan B. And Zerks is the plan B to Hoyland.
He's a morning after pull. If he's a plan B. I'm telling you now, Zirks is not cut out for the Premier League. He's confused. He's confused when he's on the ball. He is not sure. I think he's waiting to be tackled from behind because he's realized in England they tackle you, in Italy they don't tackle you. So he could do and turn like he wanted to. This is a different kettle of fish, and this kid, he's not cut out for it. He's like,
But it's 3 games in, he's still a child. It's 3 games in. I think it's too early to start saying the man is not cut out for the fucking league.
After one game of Amrabat is not cut out for the Premier League. He's a waste of time.
The man won the FA Cup. The man won the FA Cup. The man won the FA Cup.
So you tell me,
Played a very big role. Played a very big role in winning that fucking FA Cup against Manchester fucking City. So don't, bruh. Don't, bruh. Amrabat was a good signing. He took a while to get into the league. He took a while to find his feet, which is normal for everyone. It's going to be normal. Xerxes might not even score 3 goals the whole season. And they'll be fine because he's a child coming into the fucking league. It's too early to rate him, bruh. It's too early to say that he can't go in and be brilliant. There's nothing saying that he won't.
This is why your club is the way it is at the moment. Because you trying to say that you could sit there and say, we're going to give this guy time. We've had a good window.
You must give him time. What must we do? What must we do, bro?
Are you trying to tell me that you have faith in you either have faith in the manager or you have faith in these players? But I don't think that you guys can have faith in either of the two at this point in time because that is not. Do you know what? Why didn't he just play Rashford in front then? If you saw after 2 games,
Bram, what is faith? What is faith, Bram? Bram, what is faith? What is faith, Bram? What? No. Before you go on, what is faith? What is faith?
She's a nurse.
It's not a Zimbabwean cleaner. Faith is believing in the absence of evidence, my man. So you can have faith in both.
There is no absence
You can.
of evidence. There is no absence of evidence in number one. Besides the lucky goal that Xerxes scored, right? He's played 3 games. You can see that this is not
a lucky goal. A lucky the man scored his debut on his debut in front of the street, but you're calling it a lucky goal. A lucky goal. Bam.
I see why you hate him.
Bram.
Like to say he scored Brentford in. Let's applaud
on his debut. Give him that. That's every fucking player's dream to come in and score on debut.
That's every father's dream.
He did it, man. He did it. But yet you say he won't cut it in this league.
You know what? That's every father's fat kid running a 100-meter race and coming last. That's their dream. My child ran a race. No man, Benny. You know from what
No, Bram. United is cut, yes, no. But you're not going to talk push about Xerxes not being cut out for the league. You can't make that assumption yet. And it's not a calculated assumption. It's cut, but it's your feeling. It's your opinion. And your opinion is yours. It's fine. But you can't expect me to believe it. It's like trans cut. Identity shit.
I don't want you to.
Them.
I'm going to stand on. It's a pity about Euro. I think that you could see that. Listen, okay, you have got what it takes, right? The verdict is out on a guy that was replaced by somebody else's substitute at PSG, Ugarte. There's mixed feelings about him, but I think he's gonna be okay for you. I hope he's not another Amrabat. Other than that, I think your
Mazraoui.
He's done steadily well.
Matthijs de Ligt.
What?
Matthijs de Ligt.
What about him?
Rate him. You must on the ball. Rate him.
I do not rate him at all. I don't rate him at all.
Then why did Bayern Munich sign petitions to keep him? Why did Van Company say, please stay, you will be my number one?
He said the same
Why?
thing about Eric Dyer. He said the same thing about Eric Dyer.
Oh, so company's a liar. Company. Now come we rate your window, Bram. Let's rate yours.
There is nothing to rate about my window.
Window, you on the ball. Carry on, my man. Let's rate your window. Yo.
I would say,
You're striker, Solanke, okay, rate him. What do you think of him? Is he cut out for the league? Is he going to win you a trophy?
we don't win trophies. We don't win trophies. So, but I would. He was on
Fuck
my first
me,
choice.
damn. You're already on sticks and bunches. We don't win trophies. We don't win trophies. What the fuck is Solanke doing there? Imagine they come to me. We want you to be our striker. You're going to be our number one. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to any trophy, any medal, any achievement. But sign. Who the fuck would do that? And that's the people that you sign. That's the type of player you sign. But yet you wanted to talk about United signings. No, Bram. You don't have a bone in this fight, my man. You don't have a bone in this fight.
Can I answer your question instead of you answering your own question? Can I answer your question?
Go in. My bad. Sorry, I was also on a roll. My bad.
Okay, I want to answer your question. Solanke was not my first choice. Solanke is not even my second choice striker, right? But it's not my father's club. So he decided Solanke is fine. Not for me. The rest of our signings, yes, I am very happy with. I'm very happy with Archie Gray. I'm very happy with Bergvall that we signed. I'm
With who? Sorry?
with Bergvall.
Who?
He's a bit better than Xerxes.
Sorry, who? From where?
Lucas Bergvall.
From where?
We'll see who makes a bigger impact this season, Xerxes or our signings. So in terms of
Go
our
ahead.
window versus yours, in terms of
I
our
told him
window
who the
versus
fuck
yours,
this man is. He can't say from where is he. From where did you sign him?
it's from Sweden.
Oh shit.
He's
Who did he play for?
He's 18 years old. Jugarden.
Okay.
He's
Can
18 years old.
I put up the comments quickly? Can I just time out there?
No,
Time out.
you go.
I want to put up the comments here because the comments are flying. Philip Budwell says, what Ten Hag is doing at United, I love. Big up, my man. Subscribe, new viewer. Ahmad says the players are not bad. The players not the issue. Ten Hag is playing a system that doesn't work with any one of the players. My counter argument to that is majority of those are his players, my man. Sorry.
Exactly.
That's my counter one to that. I just want your opinion.
It is. So my thing is, it's like, this is the players that dominate the Dutch league. The levels between the Dutch league and the English league, bruh, no. It is night and day. And that is what we are getting now. We are essentially Ajax in the league.
Exactly.
But Ajax from like 4 years ago.
Ajax
from 4 years ago.
That explains why Rashi is always playing, even when he's playing shit team. Go ahead.
But Benny, are you happy with the Ligt signing?
I am. We had to get him before he went to Juventus. I'm very happy with the Ligt signing.
But now, okay, so Benny, like, what is the...
Pascal, hold on quickly. David, would you take him at Arsenal?
Oh, De Ligt?
Yes.
No.
Would you not take him at Tottenham?
I wouldn't.
No.
Mr. fucking Solanke and what? Berghaus. What the fuck? You won't take the Ligt.
Solanke is not
You won't take the Ligt. I'm talking about the quality of your fucking signing, Brent. You're missing the entire point. You're missing the entire point, my man.
Hold up. Do you know what? Do you know what's a lot of people's problem with the Ligt? It's because of what he was rated as a youngster at Ajax, where he went to there after, and you're still going to call him that he is that player. He is not that great. He is not. He was hyped up to be at 18 years old because he was captain of Ajax. That he's this great player. He's been replaced everywhere he's gone. He's been replaced. Now, come I ask you this, right? He's a
Who
leader.
replaced him by Bayern Munich? Who replaced him by Bayern Munich? You said he was replaced everywhere. You said he was replaced everywhere. They signed Eric Dyer because of his injury. So don't talk shit, my man. When he went to Juventus, he was saying, who? Chiellini and fucking Bonucci, my man. The best centre-back pairing in the fucking world. Ever, I think, in the history of football. I'm not saying he's no Chiellini. I'm not saying he's no Bonucci. But think of what you are saying. He didn't make the Juventus team because that was their centre-backs. He was injured by Bayern Munich. They signed Eric Dyer. He came back from injury. He played. He played in the Champions League. We buy Eric Dyer for the bank. So you can't say he was replaced everywhere. Bayern Munich, if they had a choice, they had a fucking kept him.
Christian Carambau won the World Cup, the Euro Championship, and
Who?
the Champions League without playing a game.
Who? Who the fuck is that?
You know,
Who is
Christian
that?
Carambau,
And he
French
doesn't
defender,
even
I
know.
don't know
He
about.
doesn't even know. He doesn't even know who he is. He's
Christian
won more than
Carambau.
the Lucht has won. More than what the Lucht has won in football. So I'm telling you now, Benny, that you are raving. United fans are raving about the Lucht. He is an overhyped teenage sensation. That is what he is.
I wasn't raving about him. I said I rate him as a signing. I'm happy with him as a signing. Done. I didn't say he's gonna come and be fucking Van Dijk. I didn't say he's gonna come and be in the Ruben Diaz.
You didn't say he's gonna come into Ben Van Dijk. He is on that pedestal where people think that he is the replacement of Van Dijk in the Dutch national team.
Wow.
He is on that
Sorry?
pedestal. And if you know football, Benny, because you're a football man, you would know that this guy is the Ligt was rated as the next Nesta, the next Cannavaro.
He might still be. He's still very young. He might still be. He was his best under Eric. Make no two ways about that. He was his best under Eric. Him and Martinez won't be a good centre-back pairing. I can guarantee that.
And so was Hakim
He
Ziyech.
and Martinez, this is tape, this is live. They will be brilliant. Give it time. The Ligt is still finding his feet in the fucking league. So is Mazraoui.
And
Eric. And the Ruud. And the fucking whoever. The Ligt will be a player in this league, bro. He will be a player for United.
In 2 years' time, you're gonna sell him.
Theo.
You'll sell him in 2 years' time.
Theo.
You'll sell him in 2 years' time.
Theo.
Look, it's a topic that raises a lot of opinion. It's actually getting the comments going on the side as well. Ahmad says he'll take the Ligt over Rago at Barca. Dreyer again on Benny's case as always. What is really in that cup? I guess we'll never know.
Just a bitchy tuck, Maisie. Just a bitchy tuck.
but now Benny, like as a United fella, right? Like what's your realistic? No, I'm not even talking about trophy wise. Just basically, like what is the expectation for the season for you guys?
Just for me, top four. Top four.
Okay.
Top four. I'm not coming to win the league. I know. I'm not delusional. Good evening, Beaster. I'm not delusional. Top four, I'll be happy. I don't even give a fuck about the trophy because we can clearly say it means shit. It means fuck all. So I don't care about the trophy. I don't care about Europe. I don't even. The sooner we can get out of that fucking Thursday night cuck, I am the happiest.
I'm with you. Arsenal play their first Champions League game on a Thursday night. So, what do you make about that? That's a tough.
Yeah, you make the Champions League and you still play on a Thursday.
Welcome, Beaster Rony Escapade. I don't know if you've seen the shenanigans that have been going on.
You can't even have banter with me about we don't play Thursday night football. Yes, you
I
are.
can't even know. That our first game is away at that.
You can't say it once, bro. You can't say it once.
We don't play Thursday night football.
Welcome, Rony. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you. Big up Gunnar Matters. I hope you're seeing. Gunnar Matters also said he wants to jump on the show as well. Got his own Arsenal channel. I hope you're getting a taste of what this is exactly what the show is about. It's opinion. It's feisty. So yeah, we all know this now.
Can we ask Beaster's opinion? Because Beaster's always got a very good opinion. Beaster,
Let Beaster have his moment. Give Beaster his moment. Liverpool beat United 3-0 on Trafford. Give him his moment, my man. Give him his
Yeah,
moment.
Beaster.
I'm still
We're
going to ask
discussing.
him the question. I'm still going to ask him the question, but go.
After
Beaster.
you gave him his moment.
I'm going to give him his moment.
Beaster, what did you make of it? What did you make of the game? Give us your analogy. I think give us your analogy. We see we are football experts here. I'd like to think, and we don't give analysis. We give analyzes. So, what's your analysis of the game, my Beaster? When you take the floor away, the floor is yours, brother.
If you look at the score now, the 3 goals is actually United's mistakes. That says a lot about the game. Liverpool didn't create chances like we know Liverpool to create chances. Yes, the goals came from us forcing the errors, but that is a different side. That wasn't Klopp's style of play. Look at our goals in the previous 2 games. It was counter-attacking football, Klopp style, build-up play, things like that. This was just United errors and we pouncing on the errors. Bam still feels raw. I'm reading that.
That Eto traffic is very important. That Eto traffic is extremely important.
I don't think United never looked in the game. United didn't look in the game, and that Liverpool game, Liverpool score could have been way more if we were more clinical, because the chances was there, but we didn't take it. Like I said, the 3 goals was 3 mistakes. Even the disallowed goal was a mistake, was a Casemiro mistake. And I understand people will say, yeah, but it's Liverpool applying the pressure, but it's not our style, or it might be on their style, but that's not the Liverpool we used to, or we became accustomed to under Klopp. So I'm not saying I don't like it. I like it, but it's just something that you need to get used to, because that puts you, it exposes you more for a counter attack. So it can bite you in the arse if you play against a good team or a better team than United. Because
Bro, that's not a good team.
You had,
I was about to say that.
That's nice. You! Okay, Beaster.
From the beginning of the season, your best attacking player was Ahmad. He was
Yep.
your best attacker in the first 2 games.
I just told him this.
Ahmad has the best comments here also.
Rashford should never have.
But even like, I don't understand what Rashford must do more. I don't know if it's because he's one of the highest paid players in the team that he is starting. But for me, it's a cock excuse. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough.
That's nice.
I saw that cock and I don't believe
Did
it.
you see Van Dijk was on smoke, tickling Bruno's neck even? What is happening with the Premier League? A few weeks ago, I saw somebody stick a finger up Gabriel Jesus' ass. Now I'm seeing
That
tickling
actually
on
needed
necks,
that.
and Van Dijk telling Martinez, come and do that to me. But Beaster, surely you must, like, I know you had your concerns over Klopp leaving, but what Arne Slot has done thus far, I know it's only 3 games in, but he's kept the same system, he's kept the same players, and he has tweaked it a bit. But what have you made of it thus far, my man?
I fully agree with what Paul Scholes said. What he did is, Slot got a team that was established. He didn't come in and change everything and bring his style from the get-go, because you can't do that. What he's slowly modifying it, but the base of it is still from Klopp. And Arne, he says that Klopp gave him that system. It's very difficult to come in and bring your style, similar to what Ten Hag is doing. Ten Hag is bringing in players that is his players, his Ajax team. He wants to remake that Ajax style, and that's going to take a very, very long time. But I feel that he should have developed players to do that instead of using the exact same players. Build a system with similar players. You can't get this. I think 7 players, Ajax players that he signed in the current United squad.
Is it 7? Is it 7? Is it 8?
Eriksen, Onana.
Eriksen wasn't under him there. No, Eriksen wasn't under him there. Eriksen was by Ajax, but not under him. Eriksen was by Ajax, but not under him.
But do you think he never knew Eriksen there?
Okay, so we can count Eriksen. Okay, Eriksen, Onana, Martinez, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Anthony,
who's that? De Ligt
De Ligt.
and Donny van de Beek.
Oh, but that was also signed without him, and he's gone now. It is fucking 7. We are Ajax, bruh. We are fucking
What I'm
Ajax.
saying is that you do in the local LFA. If I'm a coach by ABC United and now I get a job here by CDEF United, I want my players because I know this light has been with me for 3 years, 4 years. I'm gonna do that. You don't do that in the pro leagues. One or two I can understand. Yeah. Why can't you develop Hannibal? Why can't you develop those players that was there instead they're all getting sold? Not even loaned out. You're selling them.
Thanks.
And if you're willing to pay 100 million for Anthony, you're willing to pay big money to get your players in. But if it worked for him, then no one would have said jack shit because now he's bearing the fruits. But it's not working. It's backfiring.
It looks like it's backfiring, yeah. And I don't think they're the quality of the league. They're not as a team. They are not the quality of the league. Bournemouth will beat Ajax.
Only blame Ten Hag.
Yeah.
For the slump is so in.
And the structure on top fully backed him.
Yes,
fully backed
got
him.
what he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Beaster?
It's actually disturbing.
It is. It's
Beaster? Now you
Yeah.
But you still have faith. But you still have faith, Benny.
In the absence of evidence, yes.
Can we go around actually? I understood Master P actually because Master P has been very quiet, just eating the popcorn and engaging from an outsider perspective. Do you see
Master
Liverpool
P-
channeling for the title this season? I actually
Master
do.
P, name 10 players in Chelsea's team.
I can mention 20
That's too easy.
I think now mention 10 or 42 players.
He just mentioned all the goalkeepers and he mentioned them all. That's
Go, Davey, go,
But
Davey,
Master
go.
P, I actually think they could compete for the title this year, Liverpool. And if they had to get Zubamendi, and Gravenberch has done well, and if they had to get that centre back, I think it would have been long. It would have been a very scary time for. Then I think we would probably see a City and Liverpool title race again. I'm still of the opinion right now after what I've seen thus far. I can see us ending third, Liverpool running with City. But where do you stand on with regards to Liverpool, Master P?
To you before Beast came on, I'm going to say to him since he's online now. I'm very impressed with your new guy. If you remember in the group, I think I told you in your inbox, Beaster, when I was saying that it's curtains for you guys. Once Klopp decided that he was leaving, I didn't think that could be sustained this season, but I'm proven wrong. You know what I mean? Like the first 3 games, you have a clean sheet in every game. And the goals flowing. That's something that you can't hate, even from a neutral point of view, watching the game. And I know Beast is going to be modest about how United made the mistakes and they just pounced on it. You have to force those mistakes. You know what I mean? And you also have to make something from it. So
all you have to be cut, Master P. It's not just about forcing.
I suppose, it's one of the two. But at the end of the day, I also think that if Liverpool don't come to Old Trafford with a game plan to do something about it, those mistakes don't happen. You know what I mean? So I think Beast needs to take a little bit of the credit more than he is. You know what I mean? I know he wants to come here and say, "Oh no, yeah, it was United's errors." But look, at the end of the day, they were clinical in converting those mistakes. You know what I mean? And so I'm impressed, David. To answer your question, I thought it was going to be Man City and Arsenal at the beginning of the season. I thought that was going to continue. But from what I've seen from Slot, I think they're going to be there. They are title contenders, even at this early stage. The only question is, how I feel about it. For as long as the other bra is at City, you can never write them off. You know what I mean? They just seem to find a gear when they need it to. But otherwise, I think it's going to be City and Liverpool.
Sorry. Can you all see that Brian is a Tottenham supporters? They don't even use caps here, though,
That's a violation.
Straight from the bottle! Straight from the bottle! Sorry, Brian, sorry.
I Daniel Levy. I Daniel Levy for the
You are a nasty. Look, let's move along. We spent about 45 minutes on
David, just on that you asked Master P now on the
Yeah, go
Zubamendi
ahead.
transfer. on Liverpool, it's almost like deja vu. If you look at us 3 years ago, they told us we need to get a striker. They told us we need to get a centre back. We need to. We still did well in those seasons. We won a title in that season of saying you need to get a striker. You need to. I don't feel the Zubomendi not coming to us as that much of a back like a back set for slot, because if you look at our team, we don't have a 6, we don't have a 8, we don't have a 10. All of them is versatile players, and it showed in that United game. All you need is legs, because that press is continuous. Yes, the United made errors, but like Master P said, you force those errors, and you need players with legs. We don't have a natural 10, a natural 6 in that. They like all three of them are 8s because they box to box, but none of them is really out and out materialized 6 that you can say, nah, that's a Declan Rice, that's a Rodri, that is he's doing what the 6 does. But I think this versatility type of players, yes, they're like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. But it suits slot style because everyone is all over the place, and that's what works. Liverpool without the striker was Firmino, scored 1 goal in the season, but we won the league. But everyone said you need a 9, you need to get a 9. But we didn't need a 9 because the goals didn't come from the 9. And I think the Zubomendi transfer would have maybe thrown a spanner in this works, because who would have expected Gravenberch to step up the way he did? And I think Klopp saw that in him when he signed him. We just didn't see it yet.
But what I like about this Liverpool midfield, right? And I mentioned this a while ago on the pod. If you go back to Arsenal in their heyday, you had Vieira and you had Petit playing, right? Or you had Vieira and you had the Brazilian Gilberto, right? You had United,
Silva,
you had Scholes and Keane. What creativity was there out of those 4 midfielders? Nothing.
Because they were 6s.
Right? But you know what? There was nothing about he's a 6, he's a 8. It was straight. They are 2 central midfielders. Their job was you create, you tackle, you pass, you go back, you go box to box. You did everything. That was midfielders back in the day. And at all Liverpool is saying, fuck this 6, 8. He's a 10. No, you're a central midfielder. You run box to box. You close him down. You press. You win the ball. You pass. And that is why Liverpool knows what to do if they don't have the ball. If they're in the middle of the park, you go and you close down, you pick up their midfielders. Nothing about 6, 8. I hate that in football today. I'm a 6, I'm a 8. No, you're a central midfielder. You must be able to do all of that.
Just do your job.
You
must
be able to do all of that stuff. And that's why Liverpool, for me, are title contenders. Because if he wants to switch it up, Gakpo's got a bit of a 10 in him. He can play there if it needs to be to bring him on. He can do a bit of creativity. You can see that. Other than that, he can replace his front 3 and he's got the same energy with the other 3 that's coming on from the bench. And that's why for me Liverpool is they've got it all. They've got it all.
And just to add to that, Bram, before you go, Davey, I was watching the interview with when the guys called Slot to just discuss like his views on the game. Just the way this is a manager, and like I'm saying, I was laughing at Beaster when Klopp left because I thought, no, they're gonna fall apart, or at least the consistency is not gonna be there. I know it's early days, but you could see this manager is somebody who walks into a dressing room and people listen to. You could just see he's got the character of a man, like a man manager. You know what I mean? And you could just see the way his assessment of the game goes. He didn't care about anything. He didn't worry too much about what was happening. He was there to get the 3 points. And unfortunately, that's what the game is all about. You know what I mean? And so you could just see that translate to the people, to the players on the pitch. And I think they're gonna be there towards the end of the season. I think you guys are definitely a team to watch out for the title. I agree with Graham on that.
And like he was saying, the real test is gonna come in the Champions League starts. Then you're gonna see the depth of playing on a Wednesday, playing on a Tuesday, and then play 2 games in a week.
Guys, I think you guys are giving Liverpool too much flowers and United was so cuck. Like Liverpool was brilliant, yes, but it's not win the league. City's in their push, Arsenal's in their push, brilliant.
Well,
It's not scary.
Though, Benny.
They didn't. That's what I'm saying. United was so piss poor now that I think on the day we would have lost like that to anyone. To anyone.
I think now with the current Liverpool setup, we're more reserved than we were under Klopp. If I can put it lightly, we won't
Yes,
concede
yes.
Yeah.
as many
It's not
goals.
rock and roll. It's not rock and roll.
We won't concede as many goals as what we did under Klopp, but we can score as many goals as what we did under Klopp. Klopp was
Yeah.
like a gambler. He would go for the kill. He doesn't mind conceding a goal, but he's going to score four. When
Mm.
Slot is more a reserve guy, he's thinking about the
Yeah.
both.
More
Because I
disciplined.
think
Yeah.
there's 3 games that we played, not conceding a goal. That means a lot to him compared to
Yeah.
scoring 20 goals in 3 games. So once you get that, like he takes no shit from Kwanzaa. He lost 3 duels, halftime, he off. So
Yeah.
it means even though we didn't concede, why wait until you concede and I want to make the change? If you're seeing the red flags, do something
Yeah.
about it. And it's not a personal attack on Kwanzaa. And you said that it's not an attack on him. It's something he needs to work on. It doesn't mean he's out of the squad and he's going to go to loan
It's
now.
push for
It
that,
just means
yeah.
that the next time he comes into that team, do you think he's going to make the same fucking mistakes again? Never. He's going to work on that shit that he caught on because when he gets his chance again, and it's going to come, because Europa League, Champions League is coming, Carabao is coming, thick and fast. And then that's when the depth is going to come in. Because this current 11, it's been from the last 3 warm-up games, friendlies, that was the 11 that played, and he stuck with that 11. My thing is going to come is when that 11 start changing. And we try, not force changes with injuries, but just to see how the Harvey Elliott is going to spit into the system in a Premier League game. Because we saw them in the preseason game, and I don't think it's the same. It's not the same pressure, it's not the same expectations. So when we can take 3-4 players out and put the others in, Trent, you can see Trent is a natural replacement with Bradley. There's not much difference. We look the same. But I'm talking about attacking, midfielding, centre backs. That changes. Then you're going to see, this Liverpool, they're going to fuck you up. It doesn't matter who's playing. That was under Klopp after 2-3 years, where you could see any 11 could play. It's the system that's going to win you, not the individual players.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question just before we jump into the Arsenal West Ham game? Because there's a lot that I want to uncover under that. And we still got Spurs, Newcastle, and Chelsea, Crystal Palace as well. And we're already pitching on the hour mark. What's your thoughts on not Coutinho, Carvalho being sold? Would you have liked to see more of him in the season, though? Because he had a good preseason.
I was very disappointed by him leaving, but I can sort of understand that he wasn't going to get a lot of game time. And I think that's what he wanted. He wanted continuous game time, and I don't see him getting that in Liverpool. He was brilliant in preseason. He was brilliant on loan last season. But he wasn't going to take Jota, Salah, or Nunes. Look at our bench now. He doesn't even, if someone gets injured, he's not even next in line. Anywhere up front. And he's a youngster. He doesn't mind sitting on the bench and playing when needed and being a depth player. But not a light head is up and coming because he has the talent to be a starter in a good team. Any one of the top 6 teams will start him. But if you have a squad like Liverpool has, especially the areas that Carvalho covers, because he played as a 10, but he doesn't have that midfielder mentality. He's the Coutinho type of 10. He's the Flaherty type of, not a midfielder, just a 10. He's a 10. He's going to score you goals. He's going to assist, set up, but he's not going to do that press, win you off the ball that McAllister does, that Gravenberg does, and that Soboslai does. But it was sad to see him go, but I understand why he went. And I think it's fair from Slot's point of view not to keep him. Because if anything happens, Curtis Jones is ahead of him, Harvey Elliott is ahead of him. I think even Ben Doak could have been ahead of him. And we have Nunes, Gakpo, Chiesa. That would have been way, way down on the list of coming into the team. And it's pointless sending him out on loan, paying his salary, where you can make a good buck of him. His money went to Chiesa. We spent no money yet.
You didn't.
You just ran a profit, bro. You ran a profit.
I've even forgot about Chiesa, so scary stuff. On to the next one. Arsenal, Brighton. More drop points, and I know we're gonna talk about the red card. Me personally, everybody knows how I feel about it. I'm over talking about refs. I think Declan Rice needs to be held accountable as well, which we will touch on. But yeah, gents, what can I say? Prem, you mentioned something with regards to why we are so open, the reason is because Declan Rice is basically not is try they Arsenal fans and even Arteta are trying this thing. We're trying to think that Declan Rice is a Gerrard when he's actually not. He's more like a Michael Carrick. He must play in the number 6. And the reason why we are so open is we have Thomas Partey, who's basically a coconut, 65-year-old coconut. He is old, he's finished, his legs are gone. Now, guys, the main problem is why I don't think we will win the league is because I actually think we got weaker. I don't know how you guys feel. I think we got weaker. We sold Smith Rowe. We sold. Now let me be honestly perfectly clear. I have no problem with the players that we let go. I have no problem with Eddie Nketiah leaving. I have no problem with Reece Nelson leaving. I have no problem with Smith Rowe. No problem with Fabio Vieira leaving. But the problem that we have now, we've let ourselves short. Mikel Merino was out injured. We didn't bring in a striker. We brought in another Chelsea and Man City reject in Raheem Sterling. And I can see this guy smiling here and underneath me. I'm not happy about that as well.
David, the guy is a winner, bruh. We bring champions.
And so is Mikel Merino, and so is Jorginho, and so is Kai Havertz, who won you the Champions League, and everybody knows everybody knows my feelings about Kai Havertz. As long as if you don't win anything for Arsenal, I don't give a shit. But give me your guys' thoughts on the game because I'm personally tired about it. Tired of talking about it. Maybe I'm being disingenuous. Maybe I'm too harsh. Maybe I've got an agenda. Yes, the red card was hard done, but I'm not going to blame it on that. I still think we should have won the game. Even after that, we had chances. But anyone, if you can take the floor.
I have to take the floor because I'm going to leave now.
No problem.
So, Arsenal is not going to win the league, in my opinion, because they don't have that 30 goal a season striker. That's the only reason. I think you guys are brilliant in your keeping. You are brilliant in your defense. Your midfield is brilliant, and you have, especially your defense. And the signing of Calafiori is, I think that would be one of the signings of the season because of the type of player that he is and the quality that lad is. I rate him. I've rated him for a long time, and you guys did brilliant business to sign him. But that's not where you guys needed strengthening. I don't think.
Thank you.
I don't think that he would come into the Saliba Gabriel partnership at the back. I don't think anyone in the world will come between that two at the back. You are short up top, and that is going to bite you in the arse come the end of the season. Arsenal still play beautiful football, even when you went down to 10 men, and I don't agree with that red card at all. If it's so soft, football is so soft nowadays. VAR needs to be people that played the game, that understand everything that is going on a football pitch, because those fuckers don't. Arsenal play brilliant football. They are pleasing to watch. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. It's carpet football. It's what we used to see in the good days of England. It's the way your midfield, the way your defense links up with your midfield to your forwards. But it's a sight to behold. And I think Arsenal in playing is better than Liverpool on par with fucking City. That's how much I rate the football that you guys are playing. But you will not win the league because you don't have that striker. Yes, you get goals from all around the pitch, but you need that killer in a Haaland, in a Salah, in a Solanke. You need that killer.
I agree. Anyone else disagree? Maybe with me?
You got that. I didn't go past you, Brad.
On Arsenal, I think Arsenal, they didn't get weaker. My opinion is I think Arsenal learned their lessons over the past 2 seasons. And they're looking long term. So I don't see Arsenal coming out as a team that is going to come for you, and everyone is going to be like, oh, Arsenal is again on it. But I think they're going to have the legs to go through the whole season consistently. So they're not going to kill teams, but they're going to be in the running up until the end. They're going to get the results. They're going to stay up there. They're going to maintain that because that is the only thing what they needed to work on was to be able to maintain it. Yes, the Declan Rice is a poor red card, but had he not sent him off, that ref would have been slaughtered because now you go to the rule book and you say stopping the restart of play. What is it? Is a yellow card offense? Yes. Now they say, why don't you use common sense, discretion, referee? if the referee uses discretion once the season, he's going to be fucking crucified for the rest of the season. Because now the next referee is not going to use his discretion. He's going to go on the rule book. They're going to criticize the last referee that used discretion. Same with the Liverpool.
Sorry, Beaster, to jump on that. I don't know if you guys saw Fabian Shaw's red card for Newcastle. We just scrums the player. That set the marker for the season. That was the benchmark and the standard for the season, because anything less will be punished to the red.
Even
I don't think they're not consistent enough. They're not inconsistent.
But just to add on what B and Benny is saying about the discretion, the Bournemouth Newcastle game where the Bournemouth winner was disallowed is because they went according to the rule book. They went according to the rule book. And like you said, they didn't use discretion. Had they used discretion, you're gonna have to then go with goals. You're gonna have to then say, is it intentional, not intentional? What is our discretion? So the rule book sent Declan Rice off. I can't comment on the game, guys, because honestly speaking, I didn't really watch the game. So to give a comment on the game, I just saw the red card thing. I didn't even know what the first yellow card was for. But the rule book, like Beaster said, the rule book sent him off. It wasn't. It's the case that they had to apply it. Whether we think it's soft or not, they had to apply it.
If it wasn't for the red, you would understand the yellow. If it wasn't for the red.
Ask the question. Look at it like this. Veltman threw the ball, so the ball was rolling. So could he have taken the free kick even then while the ball was rolling?
No, you can't take it out. No.
His intention was never to take it quick. His intention was to get Declan Rice sent off. That was his intention.
Yeah.
And it worked.
He saw the opportunity.
Sorry, Beaster. Sorry, guys. I will leave you. I'm out.
Love my brother.
Brother man is screaming at the back. Love you all. This was amazing. See you soon. Beaster.
See you soon. Love you, brother. Big up, baby.
Love you, bro.
Big up, champ.
And on that same thing, even the United Brighton game, that Xerxes goal, that if you use discretion there, where must he go?
Where must he go?
Exactly. But the rule says if he's behind the last defender, unfortunately it's offside. But if a ref could use discretion there, bruh, he's in the post. The ball is going nowhere else. It's going in the post. It's a goal. The rule book says it's offside. It's offside.
Again, my personal opinion.
Sorry, David. There was a one of Solanke's chances as well in the game. Well, he's only played one game first against Leicester. There was a half chance where the defender was all over him, and because he still got his shot in, right? In the ITV studio, not the Sky studio, the ITV studio, all the pundits agree that's a penalty. Because if the defender isn't on him, he gets his full shot away, right? But because of the way he was being pulled and the defender's arm around his neck, he didn't get the full shot on. But because he managed to get the shot away, the ref waved play on. And like Peter said, if you're a ref and you use a discretion, you can see, even though he had the last touch, it's a penalty.
He was impeded. He was impeded.
And it's a sad thing that there's going to be so many things where the refs are going to take center stage this season because they are too scared to use their discretion. They can only apply the rules.
The one incident that happened this weekend was the Liverpool United game where he used discretion and VAR should have got involved, was the penalty. Because it was a foul in the box, he played advantage. He saw it was a foul because he said advantage. But the VAR, he wasn't sure if it was inside or outside. And that is, you can't blame the ref for that. He had 2 seconds to see where it was. So he did the right thing, play advantage. After the ball went out, after Nunes had a clear shot at goal and it went wide, as usual, the VAR should have came in and said, listen here, that initial foul was in the box.
It was in the box.
You can't play advantage, it's penalty. But now, that is opening up a can of worms. All the other decisions is fine because the rule book covers any decision that the referee made. You can't blame him. He had to do it.
Yeah.
David, just something else that you spoke about earlier. Are you not worried? Like I made I gave you my opinion on the Smith Rowe thing. I still believe that there was a place for him in Arsenal. Not in the starting 11, but there's a place for him in Arsenal because you're going to need it as the season goes on. You're going to need this type of player. Do you feel that you are light as a squad?
Yes. again, like I said, I have no problem with Smith Rowe or any one of them leaving because when you play only 600 minutes in 3 years, then you might as well just cash. My problem is with the fact that we didn't bring anyone in. Now, if you compete, this was actually the year in the transfer window that we actually had to lay a marker down to Manchester City to say, you know what, last season we signed Declan Rice for 100 million. That was a needle mover, it got us close to the year before that. Zinchenko and Jesus was the needle mover to get us into the top four. This was now the time for us to show, you know what, City, we are coming for you. But instead, we're looking at City and we're thinking, oh my lord, they signed Gundogan. Fucking Gundogan that's in his 30s already. I'm looking at it and thinking, oh my lord, they just signed somebody that looks as a carbon copy of Riyad Mahrez. My thing is, what are we strengthening? Yes, we've signed Marino, but even before Marino, we needed two central midfielders. We might have increased the quality, improved the quality in the first team, but like Beaster alluded to, there's more games now in the Champions League. You're playing 2 games extra in the Champions League. That could turn into a possible 4 games extra in the Champions League. I have no problem selling Smith Rowe, Bram. My problem is that if you're going to compete with Manchester City, you can't have a net spend of only 1 million spent. Because if you look at it nicely, we've sold Eddie Nketiah, we've sold Reece Nelson, we've sold Fabio Vieira went on loan. Fine, calm, whatever. Whoever we've sold, right? We've bought Calafiori for that amount. We've bought Marino. We've spent money on David Raya, which is a loan to obligation. That's an obligation to buy. That was our first signing already, believe it or not. So that already ate into it. Do you get where I'm coming from? So you're telling me that if you didn't stumble upon Raheem Sterling on the final,
There would have been
season,
nothing.
what would they have been? Do you get where I'm going with this, Beaster? So we are definitely short. I'm 100%. That's why I say I feel in this transfer window we've got weaker, not in terms of quality, maybe, but definitely in terms of quantity for me. Definitely.
And I think Arsenal needs to sign in January. With the Liverpool losing Carvalho, that's probably our biggest loss. But we made up with Chiesa because, like I said, Carvalho wasn't really going to be our second call upon. Where I feel for Arsenal, Smith Rowe would have been your second choice if you needed a replacement in that role.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
But can I add more to the my conspiracy theory here? Has it got to do with the fact that your manager has said he will only sit down and discuss his contract in the summer?
I think it does. I don't think he's going to sign.
I feel. This is my opinion from the outside. I think Arsenal last year strengthened the team because he had a year left on. He had 2 years left on his contract, right? So last year finished. This is his final year. For me, look at Mo Salah. Mo Salah said, "I'm going to sit down and to talk about my contract." Initially said this is his last year at Liverpool. He said that he's going to use this international break because he's not with Egypt. And he's going to sit down and they're not agreeing to signing, but let's start talks, right? So at least he's telling Liverpool, okay, let's sit down. We can chat. Let's see. Otherwise, I'm going to be off next year. But he's open cards. The fact that Arteta hasn't used this opportunity to say, Arsenal, right now, let's sit down. This is what I want in January, or this is where we're going. He said openly, we can see in the summer. Now, for me, if you're saying see in the summer, but your contract ends the season, what is your intention? Exactly. Your intention is not to. You're not 100% sure of being here next year.
Exactly.
You're not 100% sure.
Exactly.
And I think Arsenal as a board have not been honest with their fans to say, you know what? We've signed Sterling as a stopgap because we've sold Smith Rowe. If Martinelli gets injured or Saka, he can play on either side. But we don't actually going to sell anybody because we don't know if this guy intends to be here. And I think Arteta owes the fans an explanation. He owes the fans an explanation because it's like you said, look at what Liverpool did. They signed Chiesa, right? Chiesa means that if someone got injured, you can push Salah to play up there. You can push someone to play up there. Chiesa can go there. It's added where there is now more extra bodies. One person created extra space in their front row. Chelsea, well, they've got a lot of space, a lot of bodies, right? You look
If
at
they're on the
United.
team
You
sheet.
get yeah. You get United. Strengthened or not strengthened, but added bodies at the back. Added more bodies in midfield. Um, not really in front, but anyway. But I think with you guys, City bringing Gundogan back, we can say he's 32, 30-year-old. He's just added more so that there is
Yeah,
cover. I don't
There's
Yeah.
think
cover.
Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal have any cover. If Odegaard got injured, who's your next creator? Who are you gonna turn
Exactly
to?
my point. Exactly my point. And that is my biggest fear because if Odegaard doesn't play, we don't play. If Odegaard doesn't tick, everything starts with him. And I
Mhm.
agree 100% with what you said about Arteta because remember, look at it like this. If he signs that contract, huh, what is everyone going to say if he doesn't win at the end of the season? Oh, wow, on what basis have they given him that contract? So remember, his reputation is on the line. I can guarantee you, Arteta leaves Arsenal tomorrow. There will be clubs lining up for him. Let's make no mistake. No matter what I
Definitely.
think about him, no matter what I think, but I can guarantee you, I can see a Barcelona coming for him or whichever. So I think he's thinking about his reputation and looking at it like in the sense of, I'm not getting the backing because let's make no mistake. You can't tell me Arteta didn't want a striker. Then why was he so openly saying he want it? Why was he openly going for Benjamin Sesko? That fell through. So where did the striker talks then go to all of a sudden? Yes, we were linked with Gyökeres. Yes, there were talks with Ivan Toney, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think he wanted that. I personally don't think he wanted that. So I agree with you. I think this is a do or die season because remember, Bram, we are now, I've heard of a lot of buzzwords over the season. It started with trust the process. Then it started with progress. We're making progress. But remember, now it's at the time where it needs to turn into success. This is a crunch year for Arsenal, Bram, whether we like it or not. Arsenal fans can say what they want to, but the progress is only measured now on a sense of if we win a trophy. Me personally,
Mhm.
you give me now, if it means we don't win the league, but I definitely want to see something in the cabinet, my man. Now, I'm not talking.
I see.
Mm.
Go ahead, Beaster.
Yeah, sorry to break your word, but it's
No, it's fine,
similar
it's
to
fine.
what you like. What United is doing. United is Ten Hag is like the student that does poor, but he passes the subject that you can't fail on. So you need to pass your languages and you need to pass maths. So he
Yeah.
wins the silverware, he wins the FA Cup, so that's maths. He wins maths, he's gonna stay on. He passes
Yeah.
that. Whereas by Arsenal, they're dropping the pass mark because Arteta is good all over. He's passing all his
Yeah, but
subjects, but
besides
he's
that,
making 60, 60, 60. 70 is the pass mark. What does Arsenal do? They make the pass mark 60. So he's seen good, but he's not getting the actual pass. But by Arsenal, he's okay because we can
yeah,
deal with that.
100%.
Then I would have been out for the door a long time, but he's getting sold
Oh,
away. And that is the
Exactly.
only
Yeah.
reason he's staying on. But
That's
that
exactly
is
it.
okay for United. Why are you thinking that he didn't fail math, so he can't stay another year? He needs to go to the next.
He
You
needs
need to go to
yeah.
the. You can't keep him behind. And I think that is so dangerous because you're gonna get so much shit from everyone, especially the fans, because all the other supporters besides United is like let Ten Hag just win another trophy. But it's like only we can see United is going nowhere. They are
Yeah.
not going to be a
Exactly.
threat
Now
from
that's
now up until the next 5 years. There's going to be
now
no
that's
threat. But
sorry
with
to break your
Arsenal, it's
word,
different.
Beaster.
Arsenal, you can see something is brewing. It's just taking too long.
Now that's the
Yeah.
thing, Ronnie. You remember when we started this channel, right? We won the FA Cup, but we ended 8th. I wasn't happy because I said like that's just papering over cracks. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I don't want that to be that way. For me, I grew up at a time where FA Cup and a Carabao Cup was a cherry on the top of the cake. You are still going for the
Yeah.
league, the
Yeah.
Champions League, and all of that. So I agree with you,
Yes.
Master P, where do you stand on it before we come on now to Chelsea and Spurs? I mean, we're already an hour and 15 minutes, but just to wrap up the
Yeah.
Arsenal
We're
segment.
loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it.
You look at this.
Master
Yeah,
P,
no,
where
but
do you, how do you see this? Like, am I harsh? Or
no, but
what?
but David, like Beasto was saying, nah, like that whole United thing was a very good example whereby he's almost doing that whole Solskjaer dance, you know what I mean, where he does enough, stay on. And we all know they're not going anywhere, but he's just done that one thing right that allows him to, or maybe allows them to
Yeah.
give him more time, whatever. You know what I mean? So, but with Arteta, it's a different beast. I mean, it's you can't put United right now. You can't put United and Arsenal in the same thing. You guys are pushing Man City. You know what I mean? All the way to the end. You know what I mean? So the expectations are very different. And like you're saying, I don't like even if you, Davey, you can win the Carabao Cup, you can win the FA Cup. For me, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna give you your props because it's a trophy, right? I would want that, but it's not something that I can call a successful season for you guys based on what I've seen.
You
know what I mean? Like for me, the one thing that's left for you guys to actually win is the league. You know, of course, the Champions League, fine, but like honestly speaking, you've shown us that you can go the full 38 and be there on the last day. So, if I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't expect anything less. I was talking to Bram the other day, and I was telling him, like, based on what I've seen with spending that we've done at Chelsea, like, as terrible as we've been, I'm expecting something because I'm saying to myself, bro, like, hey, man, even if it's whatever it is, but I need to see progress. Now, you guys have been progressing the last 3 years, and we need to see that end, that end game, that final, So basically, whether it's a Champions League, look, the Champions League is complicated because almost every, like, the heavyweights are in there, but like the title itself, bro, like, you wouldn't be a real fan, Davey, if you were to sit there and say, nah, but you know what? No, I'm okay with top 3 or top 4, and maybe 1 or 2 trophies. Then you already know, like, okay, cool. How long are you gonna be saying that for?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, next year, are you gonna say next season, let's win the title, whatever? You know what I mean? Like, this is the time. Look, as a Chelsea fan, I can't get into the signings that you guys made because I'm not sure what you guys were lacking based on what Arteta wanted. You know what I mean? But like, when I see what you guys have now, like that, you needed to have that guy, that big man up front that's gonna get in, 20, 22, 25 guaranteed goals. You know what I mean? In the league. Just to get. That's what Erling Haaland is. You don't see Erling Haaland in a game, bruh, for like 60 minutes. By the end of the 90, the guy's got a hat trick. You know what I mean? Exactly. All you see are tap-ins, and you see them put through balls in for him just to finish. You don't see him the majority of the game. Arsenal doesn't have that, and I think that is. I mean, there were rumors of you guys going after Osimhen. I don't know whether that was. I don't know whether that was legit or not. But like, at the end of the day, I thought if you went to you guys, man, and not obviously you guys are title contenders, and that would put you over the top. But as a fan, it's papering over the transfer window. You know what I mean? It looks like you guys did a lot of business, but in reality, you probably did a lot of business where it wasn't needed.
100%. I agree with you. And my biggest concern is, Master P, we did this under Wenger. I've seen this movie happen under Wenger, where we were always 1 or 2 players short. Every year we used to say, we need a DM. Then when we had Cazorla, we had Sanchez, we need a striker. We stuck with you. What happened? We stagnated. And what happens when you stagnate? You go backwards. So I don't know. Maybe in May, I'll if Ewins brings me a trophy even or something, but something needs to go on. Something really needs to happen here. But let's move on.
Before you go, David, I'm just looking at the squad and I'm saying to myself, the league, fine, because obviously for you guys to win the league, it will probably have to go to the last 2 weeks of the season because Man City and Liverpool, I'm sure, will be there. And we need matters the most. But now I'm looking at it as the Champions League. Looking at the squad that you guys have, and you're saying to yourself, okay, cool, you are targeting these 2 trophies. Surely something is going to have to give because I don't know how in terms of the the replacements and all that you guys have for both competitions. So is it a matter of saying, you know what? Exactly. Screw the Champions League. I'm gonna go for the title rather, or how does he go about it? You know what I mean? Just based on what he has, I just don't see.
You see another shocking stat. I don't know if you guys knew this. Actually, a friend of mine went to the Wolves game. He showed me the front of the Arsenal program. He showed me the squad. Would you believe me if I told you that Arsenal had 22 players? Wolves had 25. Wolves have more players in their team right now, first team players, than Arsenal. That is
Wow.
shocking. And as a home team as well, think about that. So I can guarantee you it's gonna come and bite us in the ass. I can tell you that much. He literally showed me the program and he showed me the squad. Wolves list is long. Our list is just so short. It's literally
Wow.
just a first 11 and a bench. And even that, all we've got on the bench is Leandro Trossard. That's all we've got. That doesn't work. What works?
Penny, but Davey, sorry, just on that also, right? I felt the same the year City won the Champions League at the beginning of the season. I said, but what is on their bench? What do they have? And the
They have
beauty that
quality.
he has,
They have quality again.
but he doesn't have a big squad, right? He doesn't have a big squad. But here's the beauty of what he does. First game of the season, look at his bench: John Stones, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Kyle Walker. That's his bench. 4 Champions League winners, 4 league. They've got 4 league titles each. They've got a Champions League. They've got 4 Carabao Cups each. They've got 3 FA Cups between them. That's his bench. That's his bench, right? Kyle Walker hasn't tasted the first 11 this season.
Exactly.
He's done this year after year.
Rodri hasn't even played, and everybody says.
So this is what he does. This is what he used to do with John Stones. John Stones didn't taste Man City's first 11 in a league game. It was 2 years ago. I think until the 10th or the 12th league game. But John Stones played every Champions League game. Riyad Mahrez played every Champions League game. Do you know when he used them in the league? When he started climbing towards the top of the table here for January, just before January, they played all the games into the season. Do you know what he does? He plays with everybody's mind. When is Stones playing? When is Mahrez playing? When is these guys playing? This one ain't playing. This one ain't playing. The beauty is he's got midweek football to keep those guys match fit, right? If you don't have midweek football to keep those guys match fit, you bring people in and expecting them to maintain at that momentum at which your team is going. It's difficult. So what he does, he wins in the Champions League and he plays on the weekend. He goes in the Carabao Cup. He does not play a weekend team. Don't ever believe that Pep plays a weak team in the Carabao Cup. If he did, he wouldn't be winning it year after year.
He wouldn't be winning
year after year.
Exactly.
So what he does, he uses the players that is going to see him through from January till the end of the season. They play all his cup games midweek, all his Champions League games. They don't play on a Saturday because by the time it comes and they come scathing injury-free to the Champions League, they are fit, they're ready to go. Now he's got his backups. He's the guys that have now no longer starting in the league games. So what do? They come on and they make a difference. He's so clever. He's so clever.
He is
And you know
clever.
what? He looks at everybody else buying extra players in his squad and he's thinking, what are you doing? John Stones plays in midfield or John Stones plays in defense. Rodri
Exactly.
plays. Rico Lewis is a winger that's playing at the right back.
Left back.
Guess what?
Right back,
Left back. Guess what now? He's got players that can play in different positions. His system is the same. They all understand the game. So 18 players is enough for him. He only needs 18 players in the season.
Exactly for him.
But sorry to break your word, Ibrahim. But if you look at other teams, they also do it. But not all of them is getting it right. Look at United. United, the first 2 games of the season, changing the centre backs after every game. Change the centre backs, but then Martinez goes left back. Just because you were left footed doesn't mean you were fucking left back. So
100%.
Bruno is a goal scorer, but not as a 9, but he plays as a 9.
But that's
it
the thing
doesn't
now,
work
no?
for you. Whereas Liverpool with the 6-10 system, it worked. Because now you're not the 6, but you're playing all over the show. Gomez, Milner was always out. You can play wherever, play wherever you want to play. But that is what Liverpool and City does, and it works. But United, what they're doing is,
But look at
it doesn't make
what
sense.
I'm saying is, but look at what he does now. Nathan Ake starts every game in the league. Every game. He's playing every game now. Watch when the Champions League starts. He doesn't start anymore. He's on the bench. Then he reverts to Kyle Walker, Diaz, Stones, and left back Gavidal. That's it.
Yeah.
And before long, you forget that Ake started in the beginning of the season. You played all the league games up until you forget that Kyle Walker didn't see the first 3 league games of the season. You know, and next thing you know, then Rodney's playing with Stones, and then he plays a back 3. And then you look at his bench, and he's got surplus players on the bench. And now that he's got Gundogan, he can rest the brainer even more now.
Yeah, he's playing Grealish now as we speak already. Grealish is playing even, and it's like Master P even said, I'm done doing this whole City got weaker in this transfer window thing because everybody says it every season and then they still just come out top. That's the
Because
problem.
City is not a team about personnel. Their team
That's
doesn't
the
go
thing.
about personnel. It's system.
That's the thing.
As long as Pepper's there, there will be a threat.
Yeah.
As long as he's there, we've seen it over the years.
Yeah.
We've seen it by Bayern. We've seen it by Barcelona. He is not a personnel type of guy. Whereas certain managers, especially Ten Hag, he's a personnel type of guy. He can't develop a youngster. He wants to play a certain style that they understand, and he believes only they fucking understand it. That Ajax team is the only team, individuals, that understands his system. Bullshit, man. Create a player. United had so many good youngsters last season and the season before that you could see us coming through. There's only Ahmad. There's only Ahmad. But I saw at least 5 that I felt was United. They actually beat
Elanga.
when it comes to development.
I like Elanga. But just touching on Spurs' coach, right? So we went from poor under Conte. He made poor players look decent last year, right? So they improved. But maybe it's like based on the comparison you made, he's doing okay. He's doing okay. For me, I don't know. This is a gamble on another.
Let's go
level.
on to Spurs. Let's dive into Spurs and then Chelsea. Let's dive into that.
For me, this is a gamble on another level because you can't. Your football can't be the same week in, week out, and the same things are happening where people are sizing you up to say, if you play through their midfield, that's it. You'll score. You'll score. I honestly think if Romero and Van der Veen played at any other club, they'll be much better defenders than what they are. Much better defenders than what they are.
Van Dijk Southampton, Van Dijk Liverpool.
Yeah, because they are being made to look weak, and so is our entire back force being made to look weak because they've actually improved. They're actually a very decent back line.
That highline killed you on Sunday.
Yeah.
The type of football that we play is exposing them to make them look for them to be bad. And
I feel Newcastle is one of the worst teams to do that against.
Attacking
Attacking.
Newcastle have no creativity amongst them, right? But they've got a very good style. They're very quick. They at you, and they don't give up, right? And the weak momentum that they are in currently, they were there for the taking. But then it comes to that point, we didn't have a goal scorer on the field with the chances we created. If we have a goal scorer, a half decent scorer, we'll be singing a different tune about Spurs now. Right? Hopefully for us, Solanke's fit and we're at full strength going into the derby. If we are not at full strength and he's not fit, without Declan Rice, Arsenal still win.
I disagree. Honestly, I can see Basuma, Bentenka, and Madison.
No.
David, if you could
that's
choose,
good names. David, they're good individuals. Sorry, Mister. They're good individuals. Postecoglou still doesn't know what is his best central midfield pairing. He still doesn't know.
If you could choose, David, between losing Rice or losing Odegaard for that game, who would you lose? If you lose one, right?
I'm picking Rice then. If I had to choose,
I'd say Rice.
Losing Rice.
I'd have to.
I don't see them functioning without
Odegaard, my brother, honestly.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying.
He's like they
too bad without Rice being there because now it's a good test for you guys. The season
Jorginho and Partey, my man. Jorginho and Partey. Come on. You and I both know. Let's be realistic.
Like
I've heard weird shots. You know what weird shots I've heard today from Arsenal fans? Play Zinchenko there. You want to play Zinchenko? Defensively doesn't have a defensive brain next to Partey, who's as slow as his player. Come on. Not even defensively aware. I've heard Timber playing
The-
in midfield. Timber's legs hasn't even been up to standard yet, but I've heard wild things. But he made his bed, he must lay in it. Master P, on to you. Good victory last week against Wolves. Stunning victory, actually. I think that was always in the locker with the creative players
Mm.
that you guys have. I fear for the worst if you guys had gotten that striker. Or you were linked with Osimhen and Tony, of course. Um, so look, draw against Palace, not the worst result. Of course, Palace can take points off you. But what did
Yeah.
you make of it? And what have you made of Chelsea thus far? I'm sure you're feeling much more positive, like you have alluded to Maresca. I like what he's doing, like he said, even though one statement that I liked about him was don't compare the because of the squad that I've got and the amount of
Yeah.
players that I have, don't blame that on me. That's not me. I know who
That's
I
not my
want and
view.
I
Yeah.
know who I'm willing to work with. So
Yeah.
just give me your thoughts on it as well. Because me personally, I I know Chelsea are going to create chances. I've seen Chelsea create chances. Cole Palmer, Pedro Neto. I think Jadon Sancho is going to do well by you as well. It's just for me, if you guys had to get again that killer strike, we're gonna boil down to that as well. Would have made a massive difference. But again, I can see you guys being in the top for us because it did come right at the end for you last season. But yeah, just give
Yeah.
me your analyses of it.
So the first game, was a write-off for me, like I said in the
Yeah.
group, because I felt like, Man
You
City,
could have
they're
got
gonna
something
give
out
me
of that game even if you took your chances though, Master P. Let's be honest.
exactly.
Uh,
But there's this. I don't know what it is, right? Last season we had Liverpool first. I don't even know what the EPL guys are trying to do to us every season. You know what I mean? But like that, obviously that was Man City. That, for me, I don't read too much into that. Any team against City on the opening day probably lose. Or at least get some, but they don't get a win, against City. But the second game against Wolves, I thought that's when I began to see that, okay, they're attacking. There was intent. You know what I mean? Like I know some people will say, Wolves were poor, but I like at the end of the day, like I was telling Beast in the beginning, you have to force those mistakes and you have to convert them. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because if they don't convert that to the 6 goals, we're probably having a different conversation now and we're
mm,
criticizing. You know what I mean? So I was impressed with that. I didn't read too much into it, but I could see, like every time they lose the ball, they're pressing to get it back.
mm,
And you could see there was that flair about, there was an intention which I had not seen in a long time. So it's gradually coming as the season progresses. I expect us to be in the top four, at least top four. I really do, top four. The worst that we can do, because if you see what Mauricio Pochettino did last season, bro, like the guy
mm.
brought us from 12th to like, freaking like 6th. You know what I mean? So I expect that progression to continue, not to challenge for the title, no. But I agree with what you're saying, David. We need a natural goal scorer. What pisses me off about our owners, right, is this whole thing of year in and year out, or transfer in, transfer window out, buying a whole bunch of players to fit into the team. And it's almost it's as if you're just buying for the sake of
Of
trying to
buying, yeah.
buy. Yeah, so
I
that
feel
somebody
you.
else doesn't get that player or something like that. You know what I mean? And I just don't see, you're getting all these players. Where do you fit them? What system? You know what I mean? One thing that I like about Maresca is when he said that, look, I've got the players that I want. I know who I'm going to work with. So
Mm,
initially that gives me confidence, because then it shows me that this dude's already knowing what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? Going forward. But I don't see this whole thing of buying 7 players instead of just buying the one center forward that you need for that money.
exactly.
Like I
And
don't get that. I don't get that whole thing
mm,
of,
I get
I'm
you.
gonna buy, yeah, like you're gonna buy a whole bunch of players which you're not gonna use. You're gonna send them on loan or wherever, and you know that there's a problem with Jackson up front. You know what I mean? And
You
and
know,
and
yeah.
like, yeah, like why not spend that 80 million if you need to on somebody who's gonna put the ball in the back of the net, because that's what we need. So that's one area that I'm not agreeing with the owners about, this whole spending without actually addressing the actual issue. Now, I'm happy about the defense. You can actually see that, okay, cool, we're a little bit more, there's that
There's
solidness.
more
People are
structure.
building.
It's a structure about
There's
it. Yeah.
the stability is there at the back.
Stability is actually the word I was going for.
You're saying
On
something
that,
big?
Master P, I think this Chelsea thing, it can blow up into one of three things. It can work out to where the coach finds his 11 and they kill the league, they boss the league, they do whatever they need to do, but then you have a bench that is up and coming, that stars already. Whereas you look at Liverpool, they found their 11, their bench was very young. They had two experienced guys in there, the rest was very young, so they were content sitting on the bench. Same with City, they had young players sitting on the bench. Chelsea's in a scenario, if they're going to find that 11, you're going to have a full strength team sitting on the bench. And if they find that rhythm,
If they
are they
find
going to
it,
go? Are they going to go 8 games with that same 11? What's going to happen with the camaraderie in the cloakroom? Because you're sitting with players that is starters in any team in the Premier League,
any other
sitting on the
team.
bench, 8 games, 9 games, 10 games, but you have your 11 and it's working. I don't see that cloakroom being happy with that amount of players and that quality of players. Because remember, it's not a Harvey Elliott, a Curtis Jones sitting on the bench. It's not a Rico Lewis. It
Lewis,
is
yeah.
big names. It's big names sitting on the
It's a
bench.
Mudrick,
So,
that quality that came in for
yeah,
18
Chelsea's
million.
they're gonna be feared in the Premier League, but are they causing a rift in or are all those players just gonna be content by it's fine. We have a rhythm, we're winning.
Exactly. No, that's actually a very good point, Beaster, because that's where if we're like in Arsenal's case where we're in the Champions League, you know what I mean? Then I would say, okay, yeah, because then you can rotate and everybody's getting, whatever time they need to play in a major
Before you go on,
competition.
Master P, before you go on, you're winning in the league. Now you're playing Champions League. Are you gonna change that 11 and go and lose in the Champions League? Because but now what do you do then? Now they're gonna come in for saying, why are you changing a winning system? You're throwing the Champions League away because you're bringing all those players in, but you're bringing them in because you have them. But you have a winning team sitting there and maybe just making 1 or 2 changes. Where Liverpool can make 1 or 2 changes, City can make 1 or 2, and it can keep everything happy. Chelsea,
Everything happy,
1 or 2 changes is not enough. Because
Funny
you still
enough,
have 6
Beast,
quality
now that you
players there.
mention that, they left Cole Palmer out of the Europa Conference League squad that got announced today. And certain Chelsea fans are upset by that, actually. I can't believe it, actually.
But I don't think he has a choice.
I don't think he has a choice though. But also it comes down to Beaster, like what is his, like as a Chelsea fan, I'm telling you that top 4 is good enough for me, right? Like just from where we're coming from. The question is, for the sake of progression. Now the question is, what is expected of Maresca? You know what I mean? That's now another thing. So is it a matter of like, what is this expected to come in and see what is done at Leicester, come in there and contend immediately? Like that's where now, like you're saying,
the expectations of him,
because now that's where you're right in terms of, because you're right. He could say, I've got my 11 and that's what I'm going to use because that's what's getting me the 3 points. But in so doing, you're alienating like half of the other guys out there on the bench. You know what I mean? So I'm also curious to see that. Like, what's Chelsea's expectations in terms of their manager this season? That's number one. Number two, before you jump in,
if you look at that squad, taking Cole Palmer out of your conference team,
Bram, we can't hear you.
See that as a problem, because your replacements is not that bad. For Cole Palmer in the Conference League, you have so many options to use. You don't need to risk. Because I see it as a risk.
Him get injured there.
Yeah.
But Beast, as a kid, you're saying something, Brad?
Yeah, sorry, just on what you're saying. The expectations of what got Pochettino fired. He didn't meet the expectations, the set objectives. That is what he got fired on. And I agree with where you guys are going with the expectations of the club. I would have thought that the Conference League would be a trophy that, because of your squad and the quality and the money that you've got, you would see that as your first priority this season is to go and win it.
That's
win the Conference League.
100%.
That's what I
go and win it because it will possibly in inverted commas be easier than challenging for
Yeah.
any of the domestic trophies
Absolutely.
that you guys
Yeah.
have. And it's not because
Yeah.
of the quality, it's the fact that, like Beast is saying, who does he play in the Carabao Cup?
Mm.
Who does he leave out from the winning team because he want to build momentum from the Saturday in the
Mm.
league? Who play? Are you going to keep the same 11? Or are you going to change it? And what if you change it and you get knocked out?
Yeah.
People are going to
Then
say,
if we do, then if we don't.
yeah.
Catch 22.
See,
But you see, that's now the consequence of going every window and spending a whole lot of cash to bring in a whole lot of people that you now. How do you manage that? You know what I mean? So damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. But I agree with. I think the priority should have been the conference, because we're not, look, at this point in time. No matter who we have, David. To be honest, I don't see us being better than Liverpool. I don't see us being better than you guys at Arsenal. And of course Man City. I mean, in Midland, obviously. So now, for me, I would have, as a fan, I would have said, okay, screw the league, in the sense that finish fourth for the Champions League part, but go after the caps, because that is something that, we haven't won anything since. I mean, come on, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it buys you enough time, and the love from the fans and all of that, to have that feel good effect back. But another thing that pisses me off, Davey, about the whole, other than what I was talking about in terms of buying a whole lot of people and things like that, it's just that they've addressed the issues. We needed our defense to be solid. Like, we needed backups at the back line. If you remember correctly, we had issues with last season. Gastro got injured, and of course you have the situation where there's so many players.
Thiago Silva.
Yeah, we had Thiago Silva, but that was age, I suppose.
Sassi was looking also, but out of
Rhys
sorts.
James,
Yeah, but you were
Rhys
depending
James,
on a 38-year-old guy.
Rhys James, and that English guy, bruh, the guy that they want to get rid of, I'm very upset about.
So well.
Yeah, Chilwell as well. So this whole rotating of the back four wasn't working for us last. That's Pochettino's issues that he had. Now they've strengthened that, which I'm happy about. Okay, now if you talk about the middle of the park, we already have the Caicedos and all of that. Like, I don't need them to go and buy wider players, attacking play. You're buying more of the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, we need a center forward, bro. That's all that was needed. You didn't even have to buy anybody except the center forward this season. So as a fan, bro, you're seeing this and then you're thinking, okay, but why not work on the chemistry? Okay, you've got what you have already. All right, you've got a manager in. Like, you don't need to just build the team. It's a young team. Build it. Going forward for the future. You can't continue to bring in and out and bring in somebody else. You're bringing in people you're not gonna use. The squad is so big. You can't. It's frustrating as a Chelsea fan.
No,
to
I
be
can
honest.
understand. But now, even let's take the centre forward thing out of the equation, Master P. You've got 4 goalkeepers, but I don't even think any of them are good enough. Even like all that money you spent on the goalkeepers, you're not a top class goalkeeper by now already.
You see, that's another thing. That's what I'm saying. It's. I think his issues. I think the way these owners think now is that in order to fix a problem, you just have to go buy somebody. It doesn't matter whether that person is of quality or not. You know what I mean? Like those 4, like you're saying, those 4 goalkeepers that we have. I mean, you see the performances, bro, and you're like, the goals they concede and all of that. That's nothing impressive. You know what I mean? But even the same thing up front. You know what I mean? Like you have. I know they're giving stick to Jackson, but like, why buy him and give him that role if you knew that he's not somebody who, you know what I mean? Like,
and then you just signed him last season. Now you're looking again at the striker.
You want to get rid of him. Kuku has hardly played. Of course, now he's back, but like, you see all of these things, and then you wonder, like, okay, cool. Where is the direction? Now I'm hoping this manager brings that up, but like, I just don't see it until.
I personally can see him clearing a few out in January, Master. To be honestly,
he has to. It just doesn't make sense. Like, look at how I was laughing with Bram on the side with the Raheem Sterling thing. It's as if like they're trying to offload players to the point where last minute, loan deals, and you can just see they're just trying to get rid of people.
Just get rid of
and
everybody's trying to sign players. They trying to release players.
You know how mad that is, man. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, obviously you took him off our hands, I know, but like at the end of the day, it's a temporary thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just look at how the Lukaku thing was still going on up until now, and
Exactly.
like I even forgot he was on our books, man.
I
To be
also
honest,
even
you know what I
forgot he
mean?
was on your book.
Yeah. So there's so many players, there's so much going on. I think what stop buying. Don't buy for the next 3 windows. To be honest with you, let's start clearing out people and work with what you need to work, because at the end of the day, it's about quality, bro, not quantity. You know what I mean?
70%
So
of sale. And 70% of sale.
But you know what's mad? You know what I like about Chelsea though, in comparison to Arsenal, is
Because they keep.
Aaron Ramsdale. We signed Aaron Ramsdale for Lord knows how much million. We made a loss on Aaron Ramsdale. Now, in my personal opinion, when we signed Aaron Ramsdale, I think we can all agree for all his mistakes, he's leaving as a better keeper than what he came. Chelsea
Yeah.
are selling Mason Mount for 65. We're buying Kai Havertz for 65 million. Koulibaly's leaving for big money. And I actually think they will get good money for the players that they're going to sell.
It's good business, miss. You know, it's big. It's good business, Davey,
really.
but I'm just thinking, like, you know what? At the end of the day, I want to see trophies too. Okay, I'm used to, you know, I'm not used to going 3 seasons without like this whole business. Like, it's a
You don't
rebuild.
even have
I
any more
warned you.
Hennessy. There's no
I
Hennessy
warned
in the
you.
background anymore. The cabinet is gone. There's no money
I
flashing.
warned
on
you.
the
I warned you.
I think,
Reality's gonna
and
kick
you
in.
know that comes down to buying players for big transfers but low salaries. Because letting that player go and he's already on a 400, 450 a week, that's when you struggle. So you don't
Yeah.
mind paying 80 mil, 90 mil for a player, but he's on 200, 220, because selling him shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
Your salary that you're paying every week, that's how United gets fucked up every time, because their player salaries is that high, so teams can't afford him. Yes, he's gonna go for
That's
2025.
that is what my point is with United, and that was my point was earlier. To what
You
I
can't
was trying to
afford
make with Benny.
to get that
You
player.
can't
Rashford
say
can
you
go, but
can't
who's gonna
say
afford him?
you can't say Man United as a football club. People come to us because of our name. No, they don't. They come to you because you are paying silly amounts of money to have that player by you. You do everything to get that player by you. You give him a salary and he's not even worth of it money.
And you can't sell him
And-
because he
and-
expects that money by the next club.
Don't sell him because he's not actually as good as what you thought and made him just because on his CV says I played for Man United. But you not played for the Man United under Sir Alex Ferguson. You played for the Man United
that's
post
exactly.
Alex Ferguson.
Yeah.
That is a big difference.
No, it's 100%. I mean, I can only even stretch recently to look at Arsenal. I mean, Reece Nelson, we gave him £100,000 a week contract 2 seasons
Sorry,
ago.
quickly, David. So here's another thing. Who left United and went on to big money or bigger things elsewhere, even in Sir Alex Ferguson's time? Nobody. Besides Beckham. Beckham, they didn't want anymore.
So what you say about Cristiano Ronaldo?
I was going to say now,
That's exception to the rule.
Cristiano Ronaldo, apart from him,
Tevez,
he went to City. Ronaldo, we're talking about, look at all the players. We're mentioning 1 or 2 here. We're mentioning 1 or 2 here.
Yeah, and I'm reaching out to the top bar now. I'm not reaching out to the but I'm reaching out to the top level quality player now.
You understand what I'm saying is that
I'm going years back as well. Yes, I'm really reaching.
So what I'm saying is, it's not as if playing for Man United ups your portfolio as a footballer. Do you understand? Those players all won everything because they were the best in England. They weren't necessarily the best in Europe because they only won 2 trophies in Europe under Ferguson. All right, it's not like they were competing year after year for the Champions League final or trophy.
Yeah.
But you look at Coutinho left Liverpool, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and he continued to win. Suarez left and continued to win. You know what I'm saying? So players leave. Mane went to Bayern and won the league. Bale left us and he went to Madrid and he won stuff. Sheringham left us. Carrick left Spurs. But if you look at United, who actually wants their players?
I'll be straight with you. The only one I'll take out of the end right now is Kobe Mainoo. Honestly, that's the only one I'll take. To be honest with you.
And you see
And that's
that
the
Lighty,
downfall of their club.
I feel so bad for that Lighty because he will
Same.
be perfect. He will be perfect in a system like slot, where you're not a 6, you're not a 8, you're not a 10. He can score
Yeah.
you goals. He's good on the ball, but he plays as a 6. So he's
I feel
expected
sorry
to
for him playing
tackle
next to
and win the ball
Casemiro.
back.
Honestly, I feel sorry
Yeah.
for that kid playing next to Casemiro. I feel he's being thrown into the Lions' den, really and truly. Let's talk Ballon d'Or and then Man of the Week and Flop of the Week. We're going for nearly 2 hours. Gee, was we really going full on this time. Ballon d'Or nominees. Ronwen Williams. How do you guys feel about that? I was
Nah, that man
happy
deserves
to
his
see
flowers.
that actually.
That man deserves his flowers. I'm
I
glad
just
it is
hope it
being
goes to the
recognized.
awards. I hope it goes to the awards. He might not win it, but just be there, sit amongst the best, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First African.
Must hear by Gaiten. Must hear by Gaiten if he can go.
Nah, Gaiten is the
Pay
man.
for it.
Gaiten makes everything happen. But were you surprised not to see Salah there actually in the top 30? Not that I give a shit about the Ballon d'Or. I lost respect for the Ballon d'Or in 2002 already.
I was just gonna say that now because technically we're never gonna see who we really want to see there. Remember, Cole Palmer is there. He was brilliant.
He
domestically.
deserves to be there though.
Yeah, but he does deserve
Where
it.
did he play? He only played in England. He didn't even play for his national team. He didn't play in Europe.
Yeah,
He
he
was
played in the
brilliant
Euro, man.
domestically
He played in the Euro. He played in
The
the Euro.
Euro.
Please,
for England.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a bit part player though. He was a bit part player though, David.
Okay, I see,
No,
I
I
get what
see. Yeah.
Beast is saying. I get what Beast is saying.
I know,
Ballon d'Or
yeah, I know what
nomination should strictly be for people that have been influential domestically on the European circuit,
Yes.
and on international level.
Yes.
I see.
And I expect you to
Like a
do-
focal point.
They are scratching for nomination for contenders for it. They're scraping the battle this season because
Look at the year Salah should have won it. He got a Puskas that wasn't even the best goal. I could randomly give you
They didn't-
85 goals.
they-
because we
There's
didn't.
a whole lot
said-
of other better goals.
you know that I saw that the other day. It didn't even win goal of the season in his own domestic league.
Yeah. Lewandowski won an award that they made up because Messi had to win Ballon d'Or.
Who's your
So-
top 3 though? All of us, let's go around. Who's the top 3?
Vinny,
Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or.
I would say Vinny.
Uh,
Vinny was brilliant all over. And he was consistent. That's the
He
only
needs to
reason
win.
I-
You should win
They'll
it.
probably give it to him. They'll probably give it to him though.
I'm going Rodri.
I think Vini will win it.
I have a.
The last Premier League player to win it is Ronaldo.
I have a sneaky feeling it's gonna. It could potentially be
Jude.
between Vinny, Jude, and Lamar.
Look where they
I
play.
have a sneaky feeling it's gonna be between.
That
Rodri
trophy
should
will
win
never
it.
leave
Rod-
La Liga.
Rod-
I'm telling you now.
Rodri should win it. Rodri should win it. But I have a sneaky feeling it's gonna be between those three.
The
And
same way
I
Rodri
could
should
see.
win it. Van Dijk should have won it for the same reasons.
VVD should have won
Van
it.
Dijk was very instrumental that year. He didn't
VVD
get
should
it.
have won it.
Same way Rodri should win it this year. He's not because he's
Bale
not
should
playing
have-
for the right
Bale-
team.
Bale should have won it the first year he went to Madrid. I think you should have won the Ballon
Bale
d'Or that
was-
season. I think you should have won it.
Bale was
But
outstanding.
I won't be surprised if Lamar or Jude actually wins it.
Look at
Remember,
Musiala.
Lamala's up for the
Musiala
copper one. I'm
was
sure
great.
Lamala's up for the copper trophy, the young golden boy award. I'm sure he's up for it.
They both are.
If you look at how influential Musiala was for Germany and
He wasn't even in the 30. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Ronaldo just scored. Is it his 900th goal ever? He just scored now.
Wow. Jeez.
I think it's his 900th.
He's not even
Portugal
in the 30.
version.
Neither is Messi. But yeah, let's go around the room. Bram, who's your top 3? What did you say? Lamal, Jude, and Vinny.
Vinny.
Yours, Aroni?
I'm sticking with Bram. I agree with Bram. If you look at the short
La
list,
Liga, man. La
I don't
Liga.
see them. I don't
Yeah.
see.
That's gonna stay in La Liga.
Definitely.
It's for me. It's probably Vini, Jude, and then I mean have your pick.
Rodri deserves a mention. Rodri definitely deserves a mention.
But I just feel like they give it to Vini though. That's just my feeling. I think.
Ahmad
Are
is
we being
giving
a
his
bit,
nominees.
are we being a bit, I don't want to say disrespectful, disingenuous, but Are we overlooking the impact of a defender because there's a defender that won the Euro and won the Champions League in Carval?
They won't give it to him, man.
They won't,
but
yeah.
They won't. They won't.
Because he's Spain.
Not that he doesn't
Could
deserve
possibly
it. Not
happen.
that he doesn't deserve it or deserves to be spoken of as a winner. Same as Rodri. But sponsorships are big influence.
yeah,
100%.
And you
that's-
need to
that-
have the hottest property needs to win it. That is the thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm leaning towards those two youngsters, Lamal and Jude. Because they are the face of Adidas at the moment.
And if you look at the most, according to me, the last Ballon d'Or that I didn't expect was Luka Modric. But nothing like if you look at that year, yes, he was good, but I can name you 5 players that had a better season than him. But
Harry Kane.
if you look at, he's not the media type of guy. He's not the sponsor type of guy, but yet he won it. And I couldn't understand how Modric won that Ballon d'Or.
He was brilliant I'll tell you why, he won the Champions League and he was brilliant in the World Cup. That's why.
They lost the World Cup final.
But it carried them all the way. Who else can carry Croatia all the way to the final?
But-
he was the man.
That's individual brilliance.
Mm.
That now you can say, but then now you put the Van Dijk, the Salah, the Lewandowskis when they should have won it. They did
Yes,
just
interesting
that
one.
and even more.
Are we putting Haaland in there? Not gonna agree with that one. Though. Haaland was a chunk of the season last. He missed quite a few games.
Third place Jude, second place Haaland.
Haaland will definitely be top 5.
Yeah, but he's not.
Haaland could be.
I actually didn't think of Haaland because, but you see, his country kills him, man. Like, that's where he falls
falls
out, and I
short.
think that's.
I think if
same
Norway
with-
had to qualify for the Euro, then it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
Mm.
Say no more. Man of the week, gents. Let's wrap it up. It was the first 2-hour show.
I'm gonna be
Never.
biased and say Salah. He just made Old Trafford his playground again.
I can't.
He proved it. 32
I can't
years old,
disagree with you.
same age as Casemiro, so there's no fucking excuse. They're complete opposites, but the exact same age. So, he deserves it. And it's not his first season. Remember, everyone thought he was Klaar. Even I said, I'm happy if Salah goes. The first put my hand up to say, if we lose Salah, I wouldn't. It's fine with me. But I want Salah. Salah's
you
proven,
keep-
not just in that United game, but in all 3 games.
You keep
Yo,
him. You
but-
keep now.
I'm at Lamine Yamal in that 7-0 game. Phew.
Yo,
Nah,
your boss is unstoppable. You. Pascal, your man of the week. He's actually
At this
my
point in
father of the
time,
week
I-
is Casemiro. But anyway,
At this point in time, and he makes it look ordinary because I mean I think he's elevated. The numbers are just astronomical in terms
exactly
of.
what you're gonna say. I'm with you.
I mean, come on, like I mean the hat tricks that are being put on, and no, it has to be Erling
7
Haaland for me.
goals.
I think
That's
that
my
hat
first
trick,
goal.
that hat trick record that stands is not gonna last by the end of this season. This
He's
guy
gonna
probably
break
is
it,
gonna
man.
break it up. I'm telling you, by January that thing is gonna go. So I would go with Erling Haaland.
Same. Yours, Bram,
Haaland.
and my favorite one, flop of the week. Beast
Does it have to be a person?
doesn't have to be a person. You know how we do.
Yeah, the ref decisions, bruh. Like it's
Minus
just-
Postecoglou. Minus Postecoglou.
I'm going to stick to the Liverpool United game and say Casemiro
I'm
because
going with Casemiro. Why are you saying Postecoglou though?
He cost us against Leicester. Poor
fully agree with
substitute.
you, bro.
Waiting for the substitutions. It took too long to make the substitutions. Got away the winner of Everton papered over the cracks, and then he got found out again tactically against Newcastle. You can't make the same mistake week in, week out.
4-0, Gav. You played outstanding.
Papered over the cracks. They rock bottom. They papered over the cracks. They rock bottom.
I would have agreed
Okay,
with the Ten Hag thing.
okay.
if-
Okay, so do it again against Arsenal because we're playing at home. Do it to Everton, do it to Arsenal. Play the same way that you played against Everton. Then I'll change
The
my
reason,
opinion.
the reason why I won't go Ten Hag for the United game is because he didn't surprise me. If you look at the first game of the season, he took up both centre backs. He played Rashford. Second game of the season, he did the same thing. The United game, he actually played players in their positions. He started Xerxes. He played Bruno at 10. What every United fan wanted. Yet it still didn't work. It was the individuals that was, but everyone was playing where they should have played. And that is what every United fan wanted. They wanted the league to start. They wanted Martinez in centre back because the first two games they had Maguire here, then they had Bruno at striker, and it wasn't gelling. Sunday they got what they wanted on the team sheet, probably their best 11, but it didn't pay off. So you can't blame Ten Hag for that because he gave everyone what they really wanted.
Fair enough. I'll agree with that. Besides now the Ahmad, but I mean majority of the team, I know what you're saying, yeah. But I agree, yeah. Gave them what they wanted. There's no, you can't have any complaints. It's just what it is. Master P, your flop.
It has to be the whole reffing decisions, bro. Like the whole what is the
I'm
red
surprised
card?
you're the one moaning about you complaining about the refs, man.
Because we discuss this like every other podcast.
Every
There's always
week, my
something-
man.
yeah, there's always something that is sketchy. You know what I mean? So I would have to go with that. I mean, it's.
But
we're
it
sitting
must
there,
be
remember-
in their defense, the rule book is covering all their decisions. None of their decisions was controversial.
But Beast, have you noticed, no? Like since this whole like back in the days, no? Before the whole video assistant refereeing thing began, like we were not sitting here. I know we didn't have podcasts back then, but we weren't sitting here watching a game and thinking, "Whoa!" Like there's so much confusion and so much chaos, and people are, we would be discussing the games and the errors that were made by the players. You know what I mean? Or the confusion that was happening.
highlighted.
It wasn't like the way it is now.
But-
It's
But if you look at this past three games, what decision was based on discretion that you can blame the referee on? There's no decision that you can blame the referee on. It's the rule book that is giving that decision.
yeah, but I mean, it's just I would have to. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but still, man, there's always a talking point, and it's just one of those things.
I like it. I like it. Comment. Yeah, like I said, my flop of the week, Casemiro, and we've come to the end. We're already 2 hours. We might as well just go for final thoughts. Bram, your final thoughts, my brother.
I'm looking forward to the England Ireland game Saturday. But it's the same time as the rugby. Just to see what England is about. But yeah, look, I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to next week's game because I don't have no faith in the derby at whatsoever. But yeah, for me, just the international break. I hope Arsenal pick up injuries before next week so that we can get a point.
Spurs gonna need more than that.
Hey, I can guarantee you,
Yeah.
Thomas Partey's coming back with an injury. Odegaard's coming back with an injury. Declan Rice will come back with an
Is
injury.
Jesus injured? Is Jesus injured?
Yeah, he's injured again. Apparently, he's going to be back for next week. But then again, I was promised a
back.
lot of things over my lifetime, and I'm still waiting for it. I don't know. That's another one. Don't even let that. That's a podcast for next week. Don't even get me started on Jesus. That's another one who I'm done with.
No,
Has to be your final
because
thoughts. Sorry, go ahead.
nah, just because I know I heard that he was out injured and
Yeah.
so yeah.
I was told that Teta said, yeah, he's looking, there's something different in him this year. He's got the fire back, and same like with Toby. Yeah, so we're now relying on the unreliable. So yeah, don't let me say the best available. The best ability is the best ability is availability. So that's a point for another day. That's gonna be another hour, and you all have lives to get back to. Master P, your final thoughts, my brother.
I'm just glad to have the league back. And I mean, to be honest, I'm both the port and the league back. But,
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, but obviously, with all the sporting events over the summer, we almost forgot about the Premier League. You know what I mean? The whole Olympics and all that. So at least we kept company over the whole summer. But to have it back, the whole drama, the excitement, that's good. I'm happy to see some progression with Chelsea. At least something to, it's not painful to watch. You know what I mean? So at least that's a positive. And of course, to see you gents back as well on the podcast, like the good old days. Hopefully we get to do it again soon. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was fun.
I love man. Like we always say, like I think Beaster sums it up perfectly, but I'll let him say it. But it was good to chat to you guys again. But Beaster, only you want to take us out, my man? Your final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't jump on a bit earlier, but it was good to be back. Like Master P said, it's been a while. I think sometimes we just say it, but we don't do it, and it needs to be a weekly thing.
Yeah.
And I think the energy in the pod is just different if you do it before a big game. So
Mm.
we have the London Derby next. I think we must have one. So
We
just
must.
put that build up in there. Because if you look at the Premier League now, there's no real team that you can say, nah, I don't see them making it. I don't see them. Besides now the Uniteds and things like that. But you can't really see a bad team. So there's something in everyone. There's something in every team that is making the season exciting. And yeah, it's something to look forward to. The new slot era, I didn't speak much about end of last season because I didn't know what to expect. I'm also not going to say now, no, I'm happy with him because it's too early to tell. Yes, we've not considered a goal yet, but it's way too early to tell. I think the consistency now from now until the end of the season will determine the rest of our term with him. But yeah, shot a lot for having the pod. We look forward to the internationals. Hopefully, no injuries. And then if we can do this again before the London Derby, it will be great. Thanks, Davey, Shot, Master P, and
Thanks, guys.
Brand, Benny. It's been great, guys. Shot a lot.
See you. We
And
are.
on that bombshell, big up to all of you in the comments. Like my man Beaster only said, we are out of here. Bless.